And Coach, I got just a couple questions I'd like to ask you before this game gets started tonight. I know you're looking for a big win because I think last year we come in expecting a big win and had a little letdown and end up with a loss. So this kind of revenge match, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't get into vengeance so much, Gary.
Okay.
I just think that it's an important football game for us. Yeah, we went up there last year and we're really disappointed we didn't play very well, and we really haven't said a whole lot to our kids about that this week. We just tried to focus in on the fact that this is another football game that we've got to play. We've got to win in order to get where we want to get, Gary. And I think a lot of times if you focus on revenge and that kind of stuff, then maybe you're playing with the wrong kind of spirit, and I really don't like to do that.
Oh, well, that's well put, Coach. By any chance do we have any injuries to
No,
week?
I'd say, in fact, Gary, this is probably the healthiest we've been all year. Mike Harris missed last week with a sprained ankle, and Mike's a lot better. He will be able to play. I don't know how much he's going to play, but he's close to 100%. So I think that slowly and surely we're getting healed up for what really is going to be a stretch run for us.
Okay, well, basically, I know you're a pretty busy man about right now, so I'll let you go. Thanks for the comments, and good luck to you, Coach.
Gary, thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Paul. We're here at the Jake Vaughn Kennel Field, and at this moment we are seeing the marching band come in, leading the parade of the homecoming queen and her court. So let's see if we can pick that up as they come through the gate, and we'll follow them all the way around to the field. Leaving town? Hey, Dr. Coach Kelly. Oh, that's Kevin? Just left down here. Is that your best coach? You can get it probably in. Make sure you shake my hand, okay? I'll come and keep up with you. Yeah. All right, Dean. If something would happen, you miss, good job, you good luck to you, son. You've done fine. You've done a good job. They're lining up now, waiting to come in the gate. They're waiting for the managers to see the lead cars coming onto the field now. Looks like we got a lineup of beautiful Corvettes over tonight. All these beautiful young ladies around. We've been through it a couple times. So. The background what you're hearing is the other side of the press box where we have Sonny Healer and some history and staff getting ready to announce the game. Hey, Mike, that happened. Hey, let us know when you're ready to do it. You do it. and do the moment of silence here. This year's queen is Shannon Orbit. I'm sorry about that. And her attendants are Heidi Allen.
Good evening,
Abby Knott,
and welcome to London High School's Von Kennel Field for the 56th homecoming celebration. Tonight, we are very proud to honor our 1993 homecoming queen and court. Please welcome them as they arrive in front of the stands. In the first car, driven by Bob Boyd, escorted by Matt Dolby, is the 1992 homecoming queen, Ashley Good. Ashley is being met by her parents, Tim and Shauna Good.
Ashley Good, last year's homecoming queen.
In the second car, driven by Tim Wilson, escorted by Matt Goodyear, is senior attendant Heidi Amling.
Heidi Allen, senior attendant.
Heidi is being met by her parents, Tim and Dorothy Amling. In the third car, driven by Rodney Bennett, escorted by John Litchfield, is senior attendant Abby Knott.
Senior attendant Abby Knott.
Abby is being met by her parents, Odell and Becky Knott. The next car, driven by John Miller, senior attendant Holly Price, is being escorted by Mark Takis.
Senior attendant Holly Price, escorted by Mark Takis.
Holly is being met by her parents, Jim and Monica Price. In the next car, driven by Gail Miller, escorted by Chris Ardrey, is senior attendant Jennifer Webb.
Senior attendant Jennifer Webb. Escorted by Mr. Harvey.
Jennifer is being met by her parents, James and Jennifer Webb, and Bob and Sherry Del Bianco. And finally, in the sixth car, driven by Bob Farmwell, escorted by Michael Kim, and being met by her parents, John and Janet Orban. Shore, London High School, 1993, homecoming queen, Shannon Orban.
Anxiously awaits his homecoming queen.
To continue the tradition, Ashley will now crown Shannon, 1993 homecoming queen. Now, to put the traditional seal of approval, representing the LHS football team, the captain will honor Queen Shannon with a kiss.
His mindset on you. I'm sure his mind is definitely on this winning this football game.
representing all London athletes, past and present, Jill Quilter and Earl Jackson, have been selected by their fellow senior athletes to run down the field to light the L, a London homecoming tradition.
We're going to pick up the homecoming tradition now of lighting the L. Jill Quilter and Earl Jackson. And that's their way down the field, hit the lights, the car up the big L, which is station up the railroad track. Get the fire trucks there just in case anything might go wrong. Good camera work. I can remember one year we had a horse rider go flying down through there, go from light to L. I believe so. Could be wrong. Yeah, are we going to be able to see it? It looks like we're going to be able to see the L. Yeah, we'll see some of the far. Once again, our best blocker of the year. Block out half the other. Still make it out the middle. It's a big tradition that takes a long ball.
I'd like to take time now to thank the following people for all the work they do connected with the homecoming parade. Miss Vicki Gear, Miss Mary Marble, Mr. Pat Leonard, Mrs. McCarthy McClaskey, and Mrs. Karen Bennett.
Senior Mike Classic, and a strong safety, number 2, Senior Eric Summers.
We're now in the process of taking up
The Golden Eagles are coached by first-year coach Rex Spotholm. The Red Raiders on offense. And center number 51, Senior Mark Short. At the guard position, Senior number 54, Jeff Matheson. And number 58, another Senior, Heath Robinson. At tackles, number 56, Cliff Williams, a Senior. And number 77, Senior Roger Arteaga. Ladies and gentlemen, the London Red Raiders.
Pile up. Not quite as rough as usually. I can handle situations where pile up got it so bad somebody ended up getting hurt.
And by the 12 Raiders, a junior number 80, John Wilson.
Now looks like they're fired up.
Wide receivers, senior number 22, Damian Terry, and a junior number 80.
Here we go for the kickoff. Big Warner kicks in London. Mike Harris returns the ball. He's got a good run. He's up the middle and he's knocked down at the 42-yard line. Good return for about 25, 30 yards. Mike Harris.
Number 14, Mike Duffy. First down 10. Spot the ball at the Raider 41.5-yard line.
London's ball on 41.5-yard line. First down and 10. First play for scrimmage. out to Corey Bennett. He's running just as good as he ever has. Like I just can't get over how good this kid runs. He picked up another first down for London. Straight up the middle, so London is going to challenge him right up the middle from the get-go. Looked like they didn't have any problem moving that interior line out that time. Our trench people are really, really doing the job this year. Pitch back to Lester. Lester coming to the right side, picks up about 6-7 yards. Down to about the 32.
Brought down the play by number 28, Josh Flexon. Number 55, Justin Garabrand.
Into the Eagles' 38-yard line. Second down, London. We line up in what I call the power I. Hand off up the middle. Corey Bennett, the ball carrier, picked up about 2 yards. Straight up the middle. Looks like we're going to challenge that middle quite pretty heavy tonight. We're going to see what they're made of.
Made by number 38, Ty Silver, number 53, Brian Roberts. Third down.
Third down and 1. Lennon lines up in the I once again. Corey Bennett lets off. Now hand off to Aaron Roberts. No gain on the
play. Number 78, Nick Smith.
That's kind of unusual for Aaron, because that's one strong young man. Usually when he hits that hole, he's carrying a couple of people for at least 3 or 4 yards. So somebody's done their homework on that play and kind of closed that hole up and shut him down. London's gone for it. 4th and 2. Second effort by Corey Bennett. He breaks the tackle and goes on through and picks up the first down. First down, London. On about the 34-yard line. London lines up in their power I once again. Fake, it's a pass. Man's wide open. Beautiful catch. Beautiful catch by number 22, Adrian Terry. Right at the goal line, I believe. A diving one-hand catch. It was pretty. I wish we had an instant replay of that. And the quarterback, they say this quarterback is throwing to an area, but he laid that ball right on the money. This kid gets better and better every week.
First down and goal.
Scott Sims just went in the game. Aaron Roberts is tailback and Sims is fullback. Aaron Roberts over the middle. Straight up and knocked down 6 points for London.
Touchdown, number 45, Aaron Roberts.
London scores with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left. And this is a plus for us because most of our scoring has been coming in the third quarter. So I'm really hoping that we can keep this up because this is something we've been looking forward to be able to get a good start and kick some tail earlier in the game.
The hold, Sean Gunn, the snap, Adrian Terry.
London going for the extra point. We seem to have a little mix-up of players on the field here. Who's kicking? There's a penalty on the play, even though the kick was good. I believe it's Brad Teal made the kick. I'm kind of dependent on my cameraman to help me do the spot here because it's kind of hard to do both.
5 yards. We'll attempt again.
London had took a 5-yard penalty and will attempt the extra point again. The kick is up and it is good once again with room to spare. This Teal kid is really coming on. He's doing quite a job as a kicker for them. I was down last week watching a little bit of practice, and I noticed this Teal kid was kicking anywhere from 35 to 40-yard field goal without no problem at all. So if we ever get in that situation, Big Walnut knocked down at the 35-yard line.
Ball carrier for Big Walnut, number 33, Ty Stover. Brought down on the play by number 22, Adrian Terry. First down 10, Big Walnut.
Adrian Terry in on that tackle as usual.
Stop the ball at the 35-yard line.
Big Walnut lines up in a similar offense as London. They're trying the right side of the field. Aaron Roberts makes the tackle. They pick up maybe 2 yards.
Aaron Roberts, second down.
It's good. The quarterback looks like a pretty good sized young man. A little short pass to the outside flat. Good for a first down.
Collins pass complete to number 29, Dave Reckler.
Pass complete to Dave Reckler.
Number 31, Pete Gilkey.
Pete Gilkey made the
First down,
tackle.
Big Walnut. The ball at the 45.5-yard line.
So far, they're not backing off from London. They picked up the first down right off the bat in the first drive.
Ball carrier. Number 34, Will Carter. Brought down by Jeff Matheson and number 58, Keith Robinson.
Jeff Madison and Keith Robinson make the tackle. That run was by Will Carter as the fullback for the Eagles. They set up for a pass out to the outside, and it's no good. Good coverage. The quarterback was rushed on that play.
Collins pass intended for number 29, Dave Reckler. Covered on the play by number 31, Pete Gilkey. Second down.
Tackle by Pete Gilkey. Seven, missed it. We're looking at a 3rd and 7 here. They set up for another pass over the outside, and he is thrown down and looked like a near face mask, but evidently it wasn't. Adrian Terry snuck through there and done the job.
Lost by number 22, Adrian Terry.
Go Adrian, go Adrian. It's your birthday, it's your birthday.
Going for a loss back to the 38-yard line. Brings up 4th down.
Eagles are going out, coming out now with 4th down and 16.
Number 34.
Pretty good sized loss on that play.
Back deep for London, Corey Bennett and Mike Harris.
Corey Bennett and Mike Harris back to receive. They set up for a return. A bad kick goes off the side of his foot, and it's out of bounds about the, I believe, 44-yard line.
Carter's punt rolls out of bounds at the Red Raider 43-yard line. On his ball, first down and 10.
On his ball, first down and 10 on the 43-yard line. Come up, lined up in power I once again. Hand off to Bennett. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
At the bottom of the pile, number 55, Justin Garibrandt, and number 78, Nick Smith. Second down.
London once again lined up in the eye. It's a pitch back to Mike Harris, who's caught out in the flat. He breaks one tackle, and he's brought down by about a host of Eagle players for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards.
Down on the play by number 28, Josh Buxton, number 54, Ryan Ham.
He virtually had nowhere to go. He diagnosed that play near perfect. Mike Harris is coming back off from an injury. He had an injured ankle or foot, I believe it was, a few games ago. And, he looks just a little cautious. But Coach told me earlier that this is about the healthiest his team has been all year, so we're looking for good things. A little short pass out to the flat, a little short, and it was short.
Jason Artison's pass intended for number 80, John Wilson, incomplete.
Move intended for John Wilson.
Fourth down.
Fourth down and 11. So our second drive was stalled.
Back deep for Big Walnut. Number 25, Mike Lassick. And number 84, Steve Calkins. The punt for London, number 25, Aaron Roberts.
Aaron Roberts was back to punt. A good, beautiful spiral. Returnable ball, fumble, and he falls on the ball just in time. I'm not sure the ball's loose. There's a host of players around it. London comes up with the ball. London's ball, 1st and 10. Do it again. Beautiful coverage on that punt. The receiver had the ball go right through his arms.
First down 10.
And when he tried to cover it,
Ball at the 22.5-yard line.
host of players. And this ball, 1st and 10. They try the middle once again. And they pick up about 3 yards. Aaron Roberts, ball carrier.
Brought down on the play by number 50, Joe Weaver. Number 2, Eric Summers.
I believe London's into about the 23-yard line. Second down. Sims and Roberts both in the backfield. They got a full house backfield there. I think they've run a clip for a blocker, and he's still running. Aaron Roberts just runs over people. They can't stop him. He just goes and goes and goes. He's like that little thing that beats that drum with the batteries. He just goes and goes and goes.
Down the play by number 24, Chad Morrison.
Then lines out what I believe is Terry out wide. Wide to the left. Little short one up the middle. And Cliff. And that Cliff?
56, Cliff Williams.
Cliff Williams, the bull. I got a feeling that is about the first time he's ever run the ball. I believe if he ever gets a head of steam and gets that head down, he's going to hurt some people. Or run over somebody.
And number 33, Ty Stupert. Second down, goal.
I think we picked this up from, where did I see this? College game, one of the college teams. Was it Ohio State? Put a big lineman in there and run one over? I believe so.
Aaron Roberts, ball carrier.
Aaron Roberts, ball carrier, brought down with no gain. They tried to make a hole with the left side for him, it just wasn't there.
Brought down by number 53, Brian Roberts.
Tackled by Brian Roberts.
And number 24, Chad Morrison.
And Chad
Third down goal. Ball remains at the 5-yard line.
Ball still at the 5-yard line. A little short one, little pitch out. Quarterback, he wasn't sure where to go, and I think he got down to about 2. Looked like it might have been a busted play.
Brought down by number 25, Mike Lassick. And number 24, Chad Morrison.
Ought to be about 3rd and 1.
Fourth down goal.
4th down and goal. It was awful close. And looked like a busted play, and the quarterback was running wild back there, and his instincts sounded like told him go to the goal line, and that's where he headed. Little short one punched in by 32. Mike Harris. 13 to 0. Still in the first quarter. 1:22 left in the first quarter.
Once again, again, Terry to snap. Sean Kahn to hold. Brad Teal to attempt the placement.
Sean Kahn will be holding the ball, and Brad Teal will attempt to make this extra point. I believe it was blocked. The pole kind of had my angle here, but the way the ball come off, it looked like the man was blocked.
The kick is good.
That's good.
The score. 14.
That ball looked like it went up to the right side of the poles. I'd like to see that again on the replay. Even my cameraman is saying the same thing.
The 11 varsity football team would like to thank Charlie Sweets, Kroger's, and Pastor Ron Grant and the First Church of God for donating food and service for the Thursday night team dinners. A big thank you to the parents of all the varsity football players.
I just got my help.
Darby's always good.
Mr. Martin.
Aaron Roberts back to kick. Back deep, number 83.
London's getting set to kick, and we got a 14-0 lead here.
And number 84.
Now I'd like to apologize for being late. That traffic is terrible, and the limo driver was real slow. Fumble on the kickoff, picked up.
Ball carries number 33, Ty Stover.
Well, I'm relieved now I got my help. Finally was able to make it. I had a feeling he might have some problems on the freeway. But he's here now.
Brought down the play by number 51, Mark Short. Helped up by number 22, Adrian Terry. First down, Big Walnut.
London defense back on the field. They played great all year, as they did last year.
1 minute to play in the first quarter.
Big Walnut comes out with two wideouts to the near side. And they're going to take it right back up the middle, up the right side. It's about a 20-yard game right there across midfield, down into London territory, it's about the 44-yard line. That was a good run right there off tackle.
London's been looking very good so far here in this first quarter. We've still got 40, a little under 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. London leading 14-0.
Well, they are a high-scoring ball club, I tell you.
And what made me feel so good is they jumped on them early in the game. It's been usually the second half that they scored most of the points.
That's very true. They tried the same play again, and nothing doing right there. That's no gain on the play right there. It's going to be second down and 10.
Number 67, Wayne Miller. Number 80, John Wilson. And number 54, Jeff Madison. That's the end of the first quarter. The score, London 14.
The end of the first quarter here, London jumps out to a big 14-0 lead. Younger players a chance to play and look toward next year.
Yeah, this is good, especially this early in the season. To get a report like that, the young players get to play
more. Big Walnut, the running back there, number 28, avoid the tackle in the backfield. It would have been for a big loss.
Number 54, Jeff Matheson, brings up fourth down.
Fourth down, about 4 yards to go. And Big Walnut's going to punt right here.
Back to punt, number 34, Will Carter.
And London has no return men back. they're expecting some type of trickery here. They're not getting it. They're going to be punted away, and there'll be no return on the ball. And it's taking a big Walnut roll.
Going down to about the 6 or 7 yard line.
Looks like their player jumped on that prematurely. They could have huddled around that, and they could have rolled inside the 5.
Number 40, Alex Martin. Inside the 10-yard line of the Red Raiders.
I told them how slow the limo driver was.
8-yard line. First down 10.
Traffic wasn't the greatest in the world either.
Yeah, I was panicking. I called for help out of the stands. Help!
They got Adrian Terry split to the far side. Aaron Roberts at fullback and Bennett in the backfield. And they're going to go to Bennett. No, it's a pass. Good fake. Terry's out there. That was a good play by Terry because that could have been intercepted. Tipped it away from the defender.
Covered on the play by number 28, Josh Buxton.
I think that's it.
Takes the ball back to the 8-yard line. Second down.
That was a good fake back there in the backfield.
I don't know about you, Martin, but if I was London, I'd go for that just one more time, we think.
Yeah, it was there.
He was open.
It was there.
He was open. They might even run that one. Do the same play, but run that one, because that was a nice hole there.
Same formation, but Adrian Terry to the near side this time. And this one's definitely going to Bennett. He takes over the right side for a short gain.
The ball carrier, number 13, Corey Bennett. Brought down the play by number 28, Josh Buxton. Big Walnut. Third down.
Big third down play right here. If Big Walnut has any hopes of getting back into this one, this is their best opportunity right here. London's deep in their own territory.
There's a chance for them to get good possession on the ball and put this one in.
And they're going to Bennett right back up the middle.
The ball carrier, number 13.
Well short of the first down.
Brought down by number 55, Justin Garabrand.
It's a dangerous place to punt, but I like that Aaron Roberts. He's a good punter.
Yeah, he's a solid player. I figure he's going to do a pretty good job.
He's very well schooled and all around. That one-step punt is boom.
Very quick punter.
It's hard to block.
Back deep for Big Walnut.
And I hope I didn't just jinx him. No, I didn't.
No.
Very good punt.
Good.
And it's going wrong.
This one's going to get a London
Oh,
roll.
right. That's down to the 35-yard line of Big Walnut.
At the
That ball's a line drive. I'm looking for a return on that. It got to the defensive back.
58-yard punt for senior co-captain Aaron Roberts.
Very good punt with it 58 yards. Excellent punt. Pure return, man. Short punts like that, you got to grab them because the coverage just won't be there. You got to return those. The Eagles come back out. 2 men split to the near side. The little option play, quarterback keeps it and takes it for a gain of about 8 yards.
Ball carrier.
The quarterback come out there like a bull there. He's a pretty good solid quarterback.
Looks like he's a pretty good runner.
Yeah, he looks like
Brought
he's
down
picking
the
him up
play
and
by
putting him
number
down.
44, Scott Sims. Second down.
London's defense sure likes that 6-2, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're a hard team to run on.
Yeah, they are.
They've got excellent line play and excellent linebacker play this year. The Eagles come back out, same formation.
There they come.
And they try right back up the middle this time. The fullback, nothing doing.
He stuffed that one big time. He was coming. He was coming
Big
hard.
Aaron Roberts.
Knocked down by number 45,
When he hits you,
Aaron
you lay
Roberts.
down.
Third down.
That's why they call him the Bull.
Oh, Roberts. I'm just waiting on my commentators getting loose. I'm a little nervous off that trip on the freeway.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm kind of still in a daze. I still
Well,
don't.
honestly, I'm out of breath because I ran from the car all the way up here.
You tell he's out of shape, he ran from the car.
Oh, the fake flip and nothing doing there. That's a tongue twister.
That flake didn't go nowhere.
Down to play by number 56, co-captain Cliff Williams.
Uh-oh, we got a player down.
Injury timeout.
We have an injury timeout. Yeah.
It looks like a pretty big boy, so that's probably a lineman. You get a number on that, Mark?
So let's look up.
We got a quick close-up here of the sidelines. I haven't heard much other cheerleaders tonight. Oh, we might get a shot of that.
Being kind of quiet.
Yeah, they're kind of quiet right now.
Screaming for water on the field. In a very legitimate run for the playoffs.
Yeah, we won last week and lost points in the ratings. A little squibbly kick. Get away from it, London.
Get away from the ball. Ball's bouncing around.
Yeah, one of those player had his back to the ball. He very easily hit it and in trouble.
That's dangerous.
Carter's punt, down by number 31, Adam Yeager. First down, London. Smuck the ball to the London Red Raiders, 40-yard line.
Out of televising the game.
Jason Nard is talking to the players, giving them the play. Team looks very relaxed.
Yeah, they do. They look.
We got a timeout on the field.
Timeout.
Play to the near side. We got a full house backfield. It's a brand new formation right there. Big Cliff Williams in the backfield.
Sweet hit that ball. Very sweet hit that.
Mike Harrison, ball carrier. Knocked down on the play by
Andy
number
Rattler.
32, Ryan.
On the tackle there, that was a pretty good tackle.
That was, almost looked like a gopher came up out of the ground out of nowhere.
It was a good defensive play right there.
That's very interesting, putting Cliff Williams in the backfield as a blocker.
Yeah. He's big.
Second down.
He carried the ball earlier before he got it. Down the goal.
Right, score?
Well, he didn't score, but he made his presence known.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
There it is.
A little bit too deep.
Pass intended for
Boy, they're gonna
incomplete.
they're gonna connect on one of those sooner or later. He's wide open too.
And different things could go wrong on that too. Like it's a possibility that Terry was held up at the line for maybe just a count of 1 or 2, and that 1 or 2 count is just enough to throw the whole sequence of the playoff.
Yes, it is. That's pure timing play
I think
right
the big
there.
surprise on this offense is Bennett.
Yeah,
He's come out to be a pretty good running back for London.
stepping up there and Harris, little trap play right there, going back across to Harris across the middle.
Brought down on the play by number 55.
Going to bring up 4th down.
I think Walnut. Justin Gillibrand. 4th down.
Like Lane had to go back off Tiger. They've been trying it up the middle.
For Big Walnut.
Tried to establish that run game to open the pass back up for him.
It's a punt for London. Number 45, Aaron Roberts.
See if he can get off another good one. Good snap. Good kick. Nice high coverage is there.
Roberts has got a good, strong foot.
Yes, he does.
Called for and taken by Mike Classic.
30, 40 yards.
At the Big Walnut. 36-yard line. First down 10.
Seen teams bring on 11 guys and attempt to block this punt. They really actually don't even get close. It's one step and it's gone.
London seems to be covering the punts a little better in the last couple of games than they have in the beginning first 2 games.
The coverage has definitely been there. Line up in the pro eye. Nothing doing right there. Aaron Roberts again.
The boom.
Aaron Roberts.
He's everywhere.
In the defense again, ripping up the offense. Just dominating the offensive line. London with a powerful defense this year.
Defense is what wins your ball games.
I agree. And it's really hard to run on London, especially with that 6'2", and the linebackers as well as they play.
Right there.
Will Carter, the ball carrier.
Will Carter went off the left side right there. Nothing doing. Maybe a gain of 2.
Neil Morgan, I don't understand why teams that play London don't open up the pass a little more than what they do. I mean, they try to run against this team, and that 6'2" up front is just unbelievable.
They got some big boys up there.
And I've seen an incredible improvement with the ends, and it's come down to where it's almost impossible to run around the ends on London.
With Gilkey, Bennett, Terry, so many DBs.
Martin.
Terry.
He stepped in between the ends in the tackle, and he was free to go in. That was a good play by London. He was lined up outside the end, it looked like, and then he stepped inside, and there was no one there to get him. Or maybe he stepped inside the, that was the tackle and the defensive guard. Excuse me.
Mike Harris.
That was a good defensive
high punt, but very short. London's going to take over at about the 42-yard line, 43-yard line.
Left in the first half. London's up 14 left.
Carter's punt rolls out of bounds.
Take over about 41 yards.
Red Raider, 42-yard line.
42. I'm always on the yard somewhere. Coach hears this on the tape, he'll say, man, you're stealing yards from us.
So much talent in this London team. Fumble, snap. They're down, they're looking for it, and
recovered by a big Walnut.
And that's what killed them. That's what's been really their
the one little thorn in their side. They've had a lot of turnovers this year.
Thank you. I couldn't spit that one out.
Number 72, Toby Karshner.
That's been like a disease with them. They haven't been able to get rid of it.
22.5-yard line.
It's been plaguing them all year.
But thanks to that defense, because when you get down inside the 20, that defense is a brick wall.
That's if you're lucky enough to get inside the 20.
That's very true. They're back to pass. And he falls down right at the line of scrimmage. London puts a lot of faith in the defensive backs. You got Corey Bennett. You got Adrian Terry plays back there.
Will Carter.
They got a host of players they bring in to play in the secondary. They put a lot of faith in them, and it allows that defensive line to get an excellent pass rush whenever you go back to pass.
So far, London's contained very, very well. The defense is holding up as per usual.
Here comes that stunt again, Martin.
Nothing doing. Host of players there.
Big Walnut picked that one up that time.
Will Carter, the ball carrier.
That's what he's doing, the end stepping in between the tackle and the defensive guard. And besides that time,
third down.
On that last play, he was getting a free shot at the running backs or quarterback or whoever had the ball as soon as he got through the line. They picked that one up pretty well, though.
Red Raider defense. A little bit of confusion right here. And they're looking to pass a little shuttle pass. And he's close, and I do believe he has the first down.
The play worked real good. That's real sweet the way he pulled that off.
Collins pass.
Looking for that.
Complete to number 28, Josh Buxton.
Like you got a first down on it.
Knocked out of bounds by number 44, Scott Sims.
Made that play famous. I believe the Dallas Cowboys used to run that little play right there.
36 seconds to play.
The door set.
First down.
Got 36 seconds left in first half. Eagles they got a pretty good ways to go. They're trying.
London wants a timeout, and they get it.
Timeout, London. Remind everybody that at halftime,
knocked down. The big man, the hammer.
Jimmy Collins' pass, knocked down by number 56, Cliff Williams.
He looks like Lawrence Taylor.
He's a big man.
Brings up second down and 32 seconds.
There's 32 seconds remaining in the first half. London's leading with a score of 14.
Looks like it's going to be another pass. We're going to have to get something close to the end zone. Quarterback scrambling around. He's brought down with the sack.
It looks like we may have a flag on it.
Count of the ball carrier, dragged down by number 67, Clay Miller.
Jeff Madison and Clay Miller on the tackle. Holding against the Eagles.
The penalty against Dick Walnut. Illegal use of hands.
Illegal use of hands. The more professional term.
23 seconds to go. They have no recourse to generate something. They're going to have to go down the middle of the field.
Whatever happened to the old holding call?
It is second down and goal.
Now it's illegal use of hands.
I don't know why. They seem like they bring us something new every year.
I guess it sounds more sophisticated. Illegal use of hands.
That could mean anything.
Timeout. Big Walnut.
They're going to be looking. Nope. They go with the short pass. Nothing doing.
Jimmy Collins pass intended for Josh Buxton. Incomplete. Brings up third down.
I don't know, Martin. I think he's kind of lucky he didn't catch that ball.
Yeah. He's been hurt.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Third down about a year. Third down a very long 28 to go.
With 20 seconds left on the clock.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought somebody here trying to create something defensively. They're going deep. They're looking deep. Nowhere to throw to, nowhere to go.
Carlos pass intended for Buxton, incomplete.
Excellent coverage right there.
Brings up fourth down with 13 seconds to play in the first half.
With Harris back there, if you punt it to him, you never know.
Ain't that the truth?
Harrison Bennett.
Walnut, number 34, Will Carter.
Looks like London's going to have another
Back
chance
to the Raiders, 13,
to put this one in.
22, Mike Harris.
They're setting up for the return and possibly, chose to let that one go by the wayside.
Yeah, it seemed like it was awful close to that ball. It would have been very easily bounced their way and problems. We didn't have a problem.
That is dangerous.
1 second left on the clock.
1 second left. What do you think? London's just going to
Oh, yeah, run it out.
pop on this one and take us back in with a 14-point lead.
Spot the ball at the 15-yard line.
Spreading it out. They're going to run it to Fred Lester. Gain of about 2, and that's going to do it for the half. London goes in with a 14-0 lead. Very good first half for the London Red Raiders. 14-0 lead.
The score.
And I can't wait for the second half.
Big Walnut.
I think they're going to come out real big.
Stick around. The halftime shows of both Big Walnut and the Red Raider marching bands. Both concession stands are open. See you in 20. Before we get the first prize, how about a hand for the Red Raiders?
Yeah, here they come.
Led by the Bull, Aaron Roberts.
First prize, $623.25.
I think their coach might have told them for that.
And the winner,
defense, that offense to get a little bit more aggressive this time.
305 Andover Drive, London, Ohio.
I don't know, Mark. They still kind of look,
quarters.
I don't know, kind of laid back. I don't know.
Half. Unit 1, 623-25.
Here comes Big Walnut onto the field.
Number 42.
Red Raiders have set the kick.
Number 83, Jason Johnson.
Big Aaron Roberts.
4, Steve Calkins.
Wouldn't surprise me if one time he kicked the air out the ball. Oh, Aaron Roberts is not kicking off.
No, he's not. And again,
the man with no name.
A spatial measurement there by the kicker.
That kicker's
this one out on High Street.
that kicker's not on the roster. You know, that could be the mystery kicker from the second game of the year.
True.
We couldn't find.
And that's an excellent kick.
For a mystery kicker, that was and a fumble.
The coverage is there.
Tackle, he still picks up
And a gang tackle. Oh, we got another flag.
That's an excellent kick.
Brought down to the play by number 15.
Coverage was there, they just missed a few tackles.
42, Roy Simmons. First down, Big Walnut.
The player of the game last week, and it ended up going to Jason Artist. And
Heavily on the play.
after I got to thinking about it, we done the
Personal foul, London.
It was a defensive
15
game.
yards.
The last time
Takes the ball to the 30-yard line. First down, 10.
And we picked the offensive player for player of the game. So you might be careful or either don't pick.
They set up at the 30 for looking the pass and coming out.
Wide open.
Excellent tackle.
Excellent pass.
That tackle was made by
Complete to number 84, Steve Calkins.
Pete Gilkey.
Brought down by number 31,
That ball was
Pete
drilled right
Grokey.
on the numbers.
Second down.
Gilkey, Grokey, I was close. This D wants something big. So really, they make big plays. Aaron Roberts with the tackle.
Number 34, Will Carter. Brought down by number 45, Aaron Roberts.
Aaron Roberts still on that
Left
tackle.
now by number 44, Scott
That's
Sims.
nice on defense.
I would like to get the stats in that. I would be pretty sure he leads the team in tackling. He's an excellent all-around ball player. First and 10, and the Eagles are going to try and do it again. Just across the 40-yard line. It's tipped, and it's picked up by Bennett.
Bennett picked that ball. Beautiful.
Late flag down on the play. Might be a face mask.
Pass was just a little overthrown. He was wide open, but a little overthrown.
Play marker on the play.
And being a receiver, that's one thing you don't do is pop the ball up. If you can't catch it, you knock it down.
True.
You don't pop it up in the air like that and let defense just maul it. It's a bad play by the receiver.
Dead ball foul.
Unsportsmanlike.
That's line conduct against London. 15 yards. Takes the ball back to the 46-yard line. London's ball, first down 10.
Aaron Roberts getting kind of vocal there with the referee. You got to be careful. That's dangerous. They won't hesitate to throw you out.
That's the truth.
First and 10, London.
But just across their own 45-yard line. Back to Bennett. Bennett's looking to throw. He's throwing deep. He's got the man down. He's got it.
It's caught.
What a catch.
Bo Williamson made the the catch. Beautiful run, but now the strand gets out.
Big Bo Williamson.
The pass was just a tad bit underthrown, but he came back for that ball. That was a beautiful catch.
Stayed around, got position on the ball, and brought it down. That was nice.
This Bennett kid does it all. He's just all around player.
Interceptions.
And throwing passes.
Camera case. Please turn into the door.
They found themselves a ball player right there.
Jason Ard just settled underneath. They go over the right side of Roberts. Touchdown. Oh, he's down to the one.
The Bull.
The Bull knocked over 3 people getting to the 1 yard line.
That's why they call him the Bull.
Brought down on the play by number 25, Mike Vlasic. Number 14, Mike Duffy.
Gee, what would you do? Go to Aaron Roberts again?
First down, goal.
Pretty safe bet he's going to make it.
London taking advantage of a interception.
They give it to the Bull, touchdown.
And touchdown.
Hard to stop him at the 1 yard line.
And London's offense makes that look real easy.
Very easy.
Makes a score with 9:23 to play in the third quarter. London 20, Big Walnut nothing.
We're starting off the third quarter as per usual.
Adrian Terry, the hole, number 14, Sean Kahn. To attempt the placement, number
Brad
21,
Teal for
Brad Teal.
extra point.
The straight on kicker kicks it up.
Boom.
And he kicks it true.
And the kick is good. Makes a score.
That one went out on the highway, I do believe, Mark.
Big Walnut, 0.
22 seconds left. And it's looking good again, fellas.
Yes, they are.
It's third quarter, straight down the field after a penalty.
Put it away.
London week after week.
Kickoff for London.
What's really funny, Martin, is they've put some real points on the board, and they've had a real fumbling problem this first part of the year.
First half of the games have been real low scoring, so most of their points have been coming in the second half.
And a team that has that many fumble problems usually doesn't win a game. So that just puts some emphasis on how good their defense has been playing.
Looks like we're an exception to the rule, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
There are so many weapons this year to fill out them as opposed to what last year's team.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well,
I agree.
Probably even be better next year.
True, young team, got a lot of guys coming back. There's another very good kick.
Ball like
That's about the 7 yard line. That was kicked too.
a beautiful run back all the way up to the 35 yard line.
The ball carrier, number 42.
He got some good yardage on that, but it looks like London's covering that kickoff a lot better than what they have at the beginning of the year. It looks like they've been working on that.
Big Walnut.
They're staying in their lanes, and you got to stop that big return.
The Golden Eagles.
What I think is really funny, Martin, is London looks a little, like I said, a little laid back than what they have been in the past, and they're still leading this game 21-0.
They're dangerous. They're very, very dangerous.
There's your football, Martin. Oh, there it is.
Finally got my football.
Mike Harrison got a cheerleader that was able to throw the ball up here and he got a little football down.
I feel privileged.
Too bad we didn't have that.
Red Raider football.
Too bad we didn't have that cheerleader's name, but thank you. Made Martin's night right there.
If we can go ahead and put this one away, maybe we can stick around for a couple plays. What do you think?
She had a pretty good arm.
Second down, 14 yards to go. This defense is just playing tremendously.
Fumble.
Fumble.
He's going to recover the fumble.
Who made that big hit from the backside?
It looked like Adrian Terry, if I'm not mistaken.
By number 67.
Was it Clay Miller?
On this ball, first down, 10. Stop the ball. Big Walnut, 25-yard line.
Clay Miller got the recovery. He might have got the hit too.
We do know that Clay Miller got the recovery.
That was a big hit from the backside. Never even saw it coming. And they're going with the option. Arias decides to keep a short gain on the play.
Yeah, they kind of diagnosed that play pretty good. They contained it, turned him in. Had the pitch man cover very well.
Yeah, it looked like they might have got a few more yards, maybe pitching that out. What do you think?
Yeah, they could. I thought he was going to throw it there for a second. He brought it back down.
And London's defense makes the big play again. Uh-oh.
Humble snap. Oh, he keeps it. He's got some running room.
There he goes. On the cloud. He's got about the 1-yard line.
Talking about making something out of nothing at all. He did it right there. Fumble snap. Box play, but he picks it up and maneuvered his way around. And that turned out to be for a first down.
But we seen about 2 weeks ago, Artis has got some serious moves when he gets out around that end. He just proved that one again.
He's got very quick feet.
Yes, he does.
London is so dangerous right here in this part of the field.
Corey Bennett with the ball up the middle.
Oh, when he drives, that looks like a touchdown.
Number 13, Corey Bennett.
About the 2-yard line.
I thought he had that in. He was bound determined to put that one in.
He drug him.
He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers running that ball.
Yeah.
Fullback.
And number 28, Josh Buxton.
I guess we got the bull and then we got the baby bull. Corey Bennett, the baby
First down and goal.
He kept him legs pumping, just drug him.
He did. And I tell you what.
Sims goes in the backfield. Might look for him to come through there with the ball.
For Bennett being a guard.
Like I said, they got so many weapons, it's just unreal.
They're inside the 1 with that ball.
Double, no.
Bennett,
they're going to give it to him.
Give him the point.
There it is.
Number 13, Corey Bennett.
Comes off to another big third quarter.
18 to play in the third quarter. London goes out on top, 27-0.
Oh, same old with Red Radiant. That big third quarter.
That big third quarter.
There's something else.
Ready to snap, Con to hold, Teal to attempt.
Went to the highway also.
The score.
That one ain't going to make it through.
28. Big Walnut, 0.
28-0. London favorable. Third quarter, 6:18 left to go in the third quarter. Well, this looks like we're headed for another rout. This team is looking good. Who's going to stop them?
London making this look so easy. So easy. Making it look so easy.
That ball is still rolling. They're executing very well. They got it.
Martin, the end, contained that one very well and sent it back up on the inside. And they put a stop to it. That's what we were talking about the ends had to do at the beginning of the year. And they're doing a pretty good job of it now.
Eric Warnock. Third down.
And the job, when it goes around the end, it's not really to make the tackle. It's to send it back up through the middle of the pile where all your linebackers tackles. They get to make the tackle.
Third down about 3.
Because they've been pitching out a lot.
And London's coming. They always keeping their hands out, and they're always got. The whole team has a nose for the football.
Oh,
right there! Big
hammer!
You're going nowhere, young man.
Big Cliff Williams.
You see the bull? No, that's not the bull, is it?
That's the hammer. The hammer.
Okay.
Little Lawrence Taylor.
Just pounded someone in the ground.
And hammered him too.
He came out of nowhere. He looks scared.
I know.
He does. He looks scared.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm glad I'm way up here.
London set for the return. It's going to go out of bounds.
No chance
Inside
of a
the
return.
20.
Carter's cut out of bounds.
about the 19-yard line.
I don't know with Big Walnut's punter if he meant to do that or it was just another bad punt.
I tell you what, if I was punting the opposing team, I wouldn't punt it to Bennett or Harris or whoever's back there. I wouldn't punt it to them.
That's true.
You got that right, because they're so explosive. You never know from 1 minute. This Bennett kid, both of them are subject to take one about back anytime.
They can break tag and they can move.
Very, very dangerous.
They're all hard runners, and when you're playing London, if the game turns into a track meet, you're in trouble. But that defense, if you want to hit and make it physical, they can do that too. It really doesn't matter.
Number 55.
They've definitely got some speedsters on.
Yes, they do.
Harris just checked in and Bennett's checking out. So you take out a good running back and stick in another good running back.
That's one thing about it. No matter who you put in or out, you're not losing very much at all.
I heard that.
We're looking to pass. No, he rolls out. He's keeping it. Takes a shot right there.
Like we said before, he can be dangerous when he gets out there. Little shake and bake and he's gone.
He proved that last week.
Is that the same play run the 2 touchdowns on?
Yes. Yes.
2 weeks ago. The old quarterback bootleg.
He's really dangerous because he'll roll out and you think he's going to pass and you slow up. As soon as you take a step toward him, he goes right past you. He's dangerous.
And we watched him in previous games. We're all like that and throw a good pass on the run. So really dangerous when he goes out there.
That'll give him the first down.
We've been at the ball carrier. Brought down by number 55, Justin Garbrandt. First down.
Corey Bennett ought to have some pretty good numbers tonight.
He's impressive. He came in.
But he ain't afraid to stick it up in there and run over some people either, and I like that. I like those type of running backs. I wouldn't be surprised if London threw right here on first down.
Aaron Roberts caught that pass.
Aaron Roberts did make a pretty good. He hit the man pretty hard once he got his hand.
I thought that gentleman's helmet was going to fly off. He crushed him right upside the head.
It was a loss of 2, and he took it back about maybe a gain of 1. So.
Aaron Roberts, he has a big upper body and real big legs, and if I was going to attack him, I would go for his shoes.
Shoelaces.
Shoestrings.
Yeah.
Try to trip him.
Oh, there it is.
Good. Oh! We got another penalty.
This one might be against London. It looks like that hammer over there had a little scuffle.
Incomplete. Timeout. Big Walnut.
It's going to hurt London's offense and defense.
Timeout. Big Walnut.
Timeout. Big Walnut.
This chance to shine. Third down, second down, and 24 to go. And finally the play resumes. They're looking to pass. The ball
Artis is down.
And Artis is down.
This doesn't look good.
Doesn't look good. They took his arm off from him when he made that pass. We don't need that.
You know, Martin, I didn't see him hit Artis. I was watching Good, keeping the defense out.
He's young. He's just a sophomore. This is a good opportunity for him. Bad, you like other circumstances, but it's a good chance for him.
Back to punt. Aaron Roberts.
Confusion on the field here. They're coming.
Here they come, and that one's away, and we got another penalty.
And that's a good kick.
Takes a London roll.
And it's rolling. He's going to pick it up and try to run with this one.
He's got running.
Oh!
He's hit by a host of tacklers. That was about a 60-yard punt. We got flags everywhere.
Brought down the play by number 71. Adam Pitcham. Who got a marker on the play?
We'll sort it out in a minute.
Might have been in motion or offsides or moving on the play. That's a beautiful kick, though.
Very nice.
Aaron Roberts ceases to amaze me.
We're going to make him kick it again.
Penalty against London, 5 yards. Illegal motion.
Illegal motion, just 5 yards. Go back and re-kick.
It's third down.
That ball didn't go very high, but it traveled good distance. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. London's kicking, punting away.
They have the marker up as third down, and the offense is back on the field.
The quarterback.
And they call timeout.
Timeout. They ball it.
Martin, I'm a little lost.
Throws it to Bo Williams, and whoop, there it is.
Yeah,
First down.
That'll take the wind out of your sails real quick.
Oh, yes.
And Martin, you would never see a play like that last year.
No.
For the talent they got on this team this year, they can afford it.
Number 33 by Silver. Number 54 Brian Ham. That's the end of the third quarter.
As London raises their hands, as the fourth quarter, this is London's quarter.
London in the third quarter.
As they always do for that fourth quarter. Hold up the four fingers.
The conference game.
And we're on a roll again.
What college team started that, Martin? I forget.
Florida State. They play 4 quarters.
We're thanking everybody for all the fan support here too, and we still got room for some more. Come on down here and fill their stadium up all the way. Show the support to these young kids.
Well, it seems like every game you see more and more people here. That was an absolutely beautiful play.
And as the coach said, Martin, before the season really even got started, was they weren't hoping to get to the playoffs this year. They were more or less expecting. They were in. They just got to play the ball. They knew they had the team. And he was also expecting to go 10-0, and they're at a good start of that right here.
They're well on their way, and hopefully the teams they play against can go on and do so. They still have big games with West Jeff and Jonathan Alter that's going to give them a lot of points.
It's a possibility we might televise.
And there goes the ball. He's gone. Oh!
Right back up the middle.
And he's down about to 14, Martin.
Once again, there it is.
First down, London.
And Jason Artis checks back into the ball game, and Sean Kahn did an excellent job of filling the quarterback. He did a good job.
I'd say he actually set up this touchdown we're going to get. Now, did I speak too soon or not?
Now they're rolling.
Aaron Roberts, the ball carrier.
Bull.
Aaron, the Bull Roberts again.
Hey,
It's like he's
Jason,
got about 2 or 3 on that
the
one.
shoulder's still a little bit sore.
Justin Garbrand.
But that'll come with time he'll work that out.
Second down.
I don't know how much they'll have him passing the rest of the game.
Corey Bennett back in the game. Mike Harris comes out.
Martin, they're running pretty good, though. You really wouldn't need him to really throw a long pass right now because they're doing really good job driving the ball down with the run.
Getting excellent line play. There you go. There's Bennett over the left side. You got a little bit of running room. Down about 2 yards shy of the first down. The running backs they had.
Number 13, Corey Bennett. Brought down by number 53.
And it must be really nice to be running behind Aaron Roberts.
Third down.
Because he'll go out and make another good block for you. Plus the line's blocking. Excellent. They blocked, the line's been blocking very well all year.
Man, yes, they have. They open up very big holes. Harris in the backfield, and that's who it's going to. It's on the reverse to Terry. He shoots the tackler. He could score. Whoa, big hit. Down inside the 10.
Brought down to number 20.
Shy of the first down.
Number 28, Josh Buxton.
That was a lot of running, and it went for a gain of 0. He ran 25 yards.
They run 20 yards one way and then 25 back the other way for a gain of
0.
London's bringing out the playbook this game.
They're going to make me eat my words on this touchdown here.
2 weeks ago, fourth down, they hit a big one, so.
I wouldn't be surprised if they see a little slant pass right here.
Oh, they got
That'll
him.
work. That's going to be on the big Walnut.
Whoop, there it is.
Here's the penalty.
Half the distance, takes the ball just inside the 5-yard line at about the 4.
Now that opens it up for you. You could go to a host of players right here.
I'll say Aaron Roberts.
That's a pretty safe bet. They're taking the quarterback sneak. Definitely a first down.
And a touchdown.
Definitely a touchdown. Stacy Norris with the real quick quarterback sneak.
I think maybe Big Walnut thought the same as I did.
Big Walnut, 0.
34-0. With the extra point pending.
You know, Martin, last year it was so easy to more or less kind of figure what London was going to run next. This year, I don't think I've been right once.
Yeah, they're totally unpredictable, and that's the way you have to be. Another good kicking, excellent tonight.
Was it 4 for 4 or 5 for 5?
35-0.
5 for 5 and the extra points right there.
In the fourth quarter.
And I got a feeling after the altercation with Cliff Williams and Dodmeyer kind of livid, I don't think they're done scoring yet.
I don't think so either. It kind of actually fired them up a little bit. The chemistry is just so well balanced tonight. It's just unreal.
London likes to put a lot of points on the board.
They're looking real good. Like we were talking about the playoffs, people got to remember they're ranked 22nd right now, but it's early in the year and that can change real quick. They have a lot of big games coming up. It's going to generate some points for them. Because Jonathan Alter, they're rated number 1 in the area, and they're still undefeated. They're rated number 1 in the area in Division 4. And West Jeff, perennial powerhouse, they're always up there, and they're always going to generate some points for you.
Aaron Roberts.
They also have yet to play a very good Washington Courthouse team.
Aaron Roberts with the ball flat on the tee. The squib kick again, and they have a...
He didn't handle that one very well.
Oh, he didn't.
The ball carrier number 33.
We got another flag.
Nice Silver. Brought down the play by number 75. David Nagy. And 71. Adam Betcham.
Martin, it looks like we got a full moon tonight.
Uh-oh.
Anything's about to happen.
This game is probably all but over.
The penalty against Nick
Crowd is
Walnut.
hanging right in there.
Personal foul. Yards, takes the ball back to just inside the 20,
Coach
about
Emmett's
the
sitting there
19.5-yard
praying
line.
for this shutout.
First down 10.
If he gets this one, it'll be his second one this year.
And they,
Penalty was after
Coach
the
Don
play,
marked
so
him, and when he has a
first down
shutout, he gets to
and
come
a
on
lot
the
more
coach's
than
show. So he's been there once.
I'll tell you what, London, this defense is so good. They've had a couple of teams, they needed binoculars to see the end zone. I mean, they can really shut you down.
End zone was a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Got a little running room there.
The ball carrier, number 34.
Thought maybe we talked just a little too
Brought
soon.
down by number 45, Aaron Roberts. Second
You're ready to
down.
say close to a first down, but after that big penalty, they still have 15 yards to go.
He got out there, and all of a sudden there was that snorting bull. They can take a couple steps backwards. Music entertained by that fine London Red Raider band. Wrong.
Nothing doing there.
And London not getting to the quarterback, but doing just as well, making him rush the pass. And that's almost sometimes as good as sacking him.
Brings up third down.
Watch out right here. This is where London's defense is dangerous. Interception, sack, fumble, anything could happen. But you know they're coming. Nothing doing.
Try that little underhand shuffle pass there. London was waiting for it.
Cobbles pass, complete to number 28.
Miller on the tackle. Good hit.
Down for a loss by number 67, Clay Miller.
Clay Miller's been in on a lot of tackles tonight.
Yes, he's a very consistent player. He's real good. Got the good basics. A real good football player.
What player on London's defense isn't a great football
That's
player,
true.
though?
That's true. They're
They've been
good.
playing some great football.
Set the punt. We're set
Big
to
going up with
return.
another punt. Uh-oh.
Bennett's taking it. They got the return
He's
set.
got some room.
Good block there by
He's
Harris.
got some room.
He could go all the way. He's got one man to
Oh.
beat. Sheds the tackle but stumbles. Gets well across the 40-yard line down to about the 36.
That was an excellent catch, too, by Bennett. That ball could have been easily lost.
Kind of caught that back like a Willie Mays on that catch.
Yeah.
Key block made right there by Harris.
Down 10, spot the ball.
Went right around with him, made a good block.
43-yard line.
Like I said, I don't believe they're done scoring.
You know, Martin, Bennett's getting to be one of my favorite running backs. He's a thrill to watch run the ball.
These are fun. This whole team, they just love watching them play.
It's exciting. It really
Fun to
is.
watch.
Oh,
There they go with the option, the spin move.
The ball carrier, number 12.
That's a gain of about a 6.
Brought down by number 14, Mike Duffy.
Ball kind of popped out there, but he was already down.
I'm glad to see Artis get up and run one like that. He's still holding his arm a little bit.
Bobby Brown's in.
No, Bobby Brown.
He's back. He has to score a touchdown.
Bobby Brown. Isn't he a singer, though?
He's going to do it right here.
Uh-oh.
Lester,
Right side.
right side.
A good run.
I haven't seen a whole lot of
Got
that.
back to the ball carrier. Brought down by number 28, Josh Buxton. First down.
Lester's another running back. When he gets around that outside, he can be really dangerous. He can really start to move as soon as he kicks into that high gear. He can be gone.
Timeout.
He'll be back next year also.
Yeah, he's one of the guys who runs strive to
6
serve
minutes
like
to go. The fourth quarter.
King last
On
year.
the lead is 35
Track, so we know the speed is there.
Most definitely. If you can,
London's got to put in their second team.
Let's have a big hand for the Walnut Raiders. Starting 11.
It's a great move.
As the crowd gives London first team a round of applause. They put on a show tonight.
Big standing O. Well deserved.
And we congratulate London's first team offense. Even though we didn't see the first 2 touchdowns.
The new quarterback for London, number 4, freshman Jared Alexander.
Godmeyer's keeping that second team pumped up there.
Tailback, he's only a freshman.
Fullback is number 30.
Yeah.
Andy Roosevelt. Tailback, number 34, DJ Jackson.
Who's that quarterback they have in there now? Number 4. I don't see him on the team roster.
Uh-oh, a little
snap.
fumble.
Uh-oh.
That one looks like it might be Big Walnut.
Fumble on the snap.
Little first game jitters there.
All right, London gets it back.
Retained the ball, so now they got the jitters out. We're going to do something.
And this is real good for your football team in the coming years. Getting them in, get them a little chance
They don't
to...
have any paperwork on the quarterback, who that is. But he stands out because he's the only one out there with black socks on. B.J. Jackson with the ball up the left side. Picks up about 40 yards.
It's a good run. He brought some players with him there. The freshman was the B.J. Jackson.
B.J. Jackson.
Freshman.
He's only a freshman.
You know, Martin, that quarterback might be a freshman too.
Yeah, I think he is.
Number 55, Justin Garrett.
That was a good run, though.
Was.
I saw him run some in the freshman game, and he's a real good runner. If he sticks with it, he's going to be a good one. Got the size, small, but he's stocky and stout. And he's got the number. Who is that? Archie Griffin? Carl Ray's last year, huh?
Ball carrier, DJ Jackson. Brought down by number 72, Toby Karshner.
And London's looks like possibly maybe the freshman team looks very well.
Number 34. That's a big number to wear right there.
We're going down the 4-minute mark.
Number 34.
You people on the bridge.
I'm surrounded by Carl Ray fans.
I'm sure Carl would be really proud of this team right about now watching this game.
Yes, he would. There's the a little behind.
Alexander's pass intended for number 31.
Guilty.
Incomplete. Ball goes over to Big Walnut. First down 10.
I tell you what, if that's the second team offensive line, they don't look very small. I'll tell you what, they got some big boys out there.
They sure do.
Yeah.
I think we're going back to the first team on defense. Try to get that shutout.
You got 3:52 left.
Timeout. Big Walnut.
It's like London's trying to get that shutout for the old homecoming game.
It's always nice to have a shutout homecoming.
The field.
And the first team defense coming out of the game, and again they get a round of applause.
We made another move. We brought the first team out again. Put in the second team defense.
Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock at Sunbury. London's JVs will travel to take on the JVs of Big Walnut. 10 o'clock, kickoff time. Next Friday, 7:30 at Grandview to take on the Bobcats.
Dodmeyer's talking to the defense now, keeping them pumped up. The defensive coach wants that shutout bad. Still in the 6-2.
Nowhere.
That's what they're doing. They look good.
Defense ain't giving up nothing.
Brought down the play by number 30. And
Tell you what, the coaches up top here, they're on top of the pole that block our view sometimes. When they start packing it in, you know it's over.
And they are packing it in.
Oh!
Big tackle right there.
Nice tackle.
Ball carrier, number 42, Andy Vada.
Tackle made by number 42, Troy Simmons. Troy Simmons on the tackle. It's a good play right there.
It's a good move on the Eagles coach too, because he took his first team out. So London ended up taking theirs out. The Eagles coach probably figures there's no sense in me getting any of my players hurt.
That's very true.
Situation.
They've already had a couple injuries tonight.
London with a sack.
Quarterback sack.
What? London get a sack? No way. Seems like they get like 5 or 6 a ball game.
The quarterback, Jason Johnson.
We've got a sheriff tonight.
52, Lance Willington. Number 35, Ty Dowler. Fourth down.
We're down to 2 minutes here.
Left in the fourth quarter. London up how much? 35 to the zip.
They're set to punt. Nobody back on the return.
It's a good punt.
Low Carter, the punter.
Going to be down about the 37-yard line, 47-yard
I
line.
think that was the best punt by Big Walnut tonight.
Yeah.
48-yard line. First down, 10.
Little too late, I guess.
Well, good punt, but
Second team.
Bennett and Harris went back and returned it either.
That's true. That's
Second and
true.
third team gets another chance with their offense.
They want one more score.
Sorry we don't have a name on this number 4 quarterback. We don't have anything on our list here. Didn't show it on the roster. He's probably a freshman.
Who's that cheerleader throwing the football?
BJ up the left side.
Number 34, DJ Jackson.
About 7.
Brought down the play by number
Another
47,
nice little run.
J.R. Thompson.
Looks like he's a pretty tough little football player. He has a football name too. It sounds like a running back.
Second down.
BJ Jackson.
Bobby Brown dances off the field.
At offside, Big Walnut, I do believe.
Looks like they moved first. Jumped off. Encroachment there.
Encroachment, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to watch that. It's not offsides anymore.
No, I'm sorry.
Here comes the emergency squad for some reason.
5 yards. Encroachment. Big Walnut.
I've seen some of London's,
I don't know if a player's hurt or
I think
somebody
so.
in the stands is hurt. .39 seconds left in fourth quarter.
First down.
First and 10. Almost down to the 35.
Here comes BJ on the right side. He's got a run.
Oh,
Another good one.
another good one.
Followed his blockers real well that
Number
time.
52, Eric Taylor. And number 82, Jason.
No, I don't think London's going to have to worry about running backs for a few years.
No, definitely not.
Time's running out.
4 seconds to play.
Timeout with 5 seconds.
London.
Then it looks like they're going to get that other shutout.
Yep. I think they want one more score.
4 seconds left on the clock.
Trying to see if somebody hadn't been in. Trying to get him to get on in there. We're looking at a 35-0 score. London's on the roll. What is this, be their 5th straight?
Yep, 5 in a row.
5-0.
5 to go.
5-0 and 5 to go. Calhoun's in there trying to tear up the TV.
I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it.
TV just jumped around on its own.
Mystery guy in here.
Real sorry we were late and missed the festivities of homecoming, which are always nice and very enjoyable. We like to congratulate the Tween and her court, and also the Red Raiders on their 5th consecutive victory.
And I want to remind you to stay tuned for the coaches show immediately following the game. With Coach Dobbermeyer, George Ford, host George Ford.
And that's the wrap it up play of the game.
Well, we had another typical London game. London comes out on top, 35-0.
That's the end of the ball game.
I believe we have another one next week. I hope you can make it here earlier.
Go to 5-0.
No, it's not a home game.
Big Walnut, 0. Well, you old Brad, have a nice homecoming weekend.
We're going to close this out. And,
see you next year.
Gary McNeil.
I'm Martin King.
I'm Darby Calhoun.
Good night until the next game.
Hello, welcome to the London Red Raider Football Review with George Ford as host, head coach Dave Dobbermeyer. Coach, one of the first questions I'd like to ask tonight, and I know the fans would love to know the same question. What is so difficult about being a head football coach?
Yeah, George, there are a lot of things that are difficult about being a head football coach. Certainly winning football games is one of the things that's important to people, because they put a lot of pressure on you. I don't care where you are, if you don't win, you're not going to be in the job very long. But I think if you do things right, you take care of kids and you're nice to kids, that the winning part of it really does take care of itself. So I think we're starting to reap the benefits of some of the efforts that we've put forth. I really think from a coaching standpoint, the most difficult thing to do, George, is to try to justify to kids, justify to parents why their kid's not playing or why that guy's not in the game. And I'm a parent myself. I have 3 kids, and they're all involved in Little League football, Little League baseball, and all that kind of stuff. And when my kids really got involved with athletics for the first time, I saw a different side of it. I saw it rather than just from a coach's standpoint, but rather from a parent's standpoint. And I know now, George, that my kid's always the best kid on the field. As a parent, that's just what I believe. And it's awful hard sometimes for a young man to understand, or parents to understand, that their kid, the kid that they love so much, may not be as good at a position as what somebody else is. And that it's my job as head football coach to have to be the one to make that final decision. When 2 kids are equal or 3 kids are equal, whatever, I have to make the decision as to who's the best football player. It's not always an easy decision, it's not always a pleasant decision, but it's one that certainly falls upon our shoulders and we have to do. Try to treat all the kids fairly. We don't say that we treat them all the same, but we try to treat them fairly. And I would hope that our kids understand in most situations that the best guys are out on the field on Friday nights, but that's caused me some sleepless nights trying to make those kind of decisions.
You know, Coach, some of the fans was wondering, this game Friday night, you played Big Walnut at home.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized last year that you went into Big Walnut and you had only lost 1 game. And I know the fans are wondering, when you went into that game, was you prepared for that game as much as you was this past Friday
Last
night?
year? Yeah. I believe we were physically prepared, George, about what it was we were going to try to do and things we were going to execute, but mentally was an entirely different story. As I look back on last year's season, we lost a heartbreaking game to Springfield Northeastern, 14-13. Came back the next week, played our homecoming game against Olentangy. Really, we didn't play very well against Olentangy, although we won the game about 45-20, I think it was. But a lot of our heart was taken out of us when we got beat by Northeastern, because we had so many plans about being undefeated and going to the playoffs and all that stuff. And I think when we went up there, we just went up there without a whole lot of fire. And actually, we went up there, they beat us 14-7, but it snapped us back to reality. And I think we came back, and if you you check our schedule from then on. I believe we played West Jefferson that next week and beat West Jefferson, and from then on our season really took off again. So it wasn't that we were not physically prepared. It's right between the years, and that's always the most difficult thing in coaching.
I noticed that the newspaper was saying that when the team came out of the locker room, they were really fired up for this game. So, and by it being homecoming, a lot of times, Coach, when you have homecoming games and knowing that you need to really win a football game, how does it affect the boys when it's homecoming and knowing that they're thinking about homecoming dance, homecoming queens, or going out or whatever? How does that affect the team?
I've never run into a football coach in my life that liked homecoming. I mean, I like the festivities, and I understand why we do it, but there are so many distractions that take place during that week, and I think people have a misconception in that they think, boy, those guys are going to really be fired up to play their homecoming game, and most times, George, that's just not the case. The kids have just too many other things on our mind, and we as coaches really battle during the week of homecoming all of the distractions of the decorating for the homecoming and getting your suit and making sure you have the flowers and voting for the queen and all that stuff. There's a lot of distractions. It's a necessary part of football, necessary part of high school. An exciting time for them, but it's a very difficult time from a coach's standpoint to prepare a football team to play.
Okay, I want to go back just for a second. We were talking about the win over Big Walnut this week. Do you think that this game that the young men played this week, as if they played it as if it was a championship game, or was it revenge, or what? They knew that they had to win this, but how did you prepare them for that?
Well, George, you know me pretty well, and I don't believe in revenge. I mean, I just think that any time you try to go at somebody with revenge, you're going at it with the wrong spirit and the wrong attitude, and you're working out of really a spirit of hate and spirit of anger. And we didn't really, we weren't vengeful as far as the fact we lost last year. We got beat last year because we didn't play very well. So if we had revenge on anybody, it should have been revenge on ourselves. But we've tried to tell our football team all year long that we have got to take each game 1 week at a time. I don't care who's good, I don't care what the records are, that we got to line up and play football week in and week out. And we try to tell them this week is week number 5. Big Walnut's the 5th team on our schedule. We have got to beat Big Walnut if we want to get to where we want to get. I really don't think that we talked all week at all about last year's game. In fact, that they beat us, and let's get even and let's show those guys. We just didn't really approach it that way because this is a whole new team, and we want to just go out and play the best ball we can play.
Well, we're going to get on with the show here. I know it's a lot of questions a lot of fans would like to ask, but I see tonight you brought some players with you and also one of the assistant coaches. So if you would just tell the viewers, you know whom you brought with you.
Well, first of all, for you paying the camera, I brought. If you have 2 right-hand men, I guess I have 2 right-hand men. One would be Coach Emmets, who was on the last time we did the show, and the other is Mark Collier, who is our quarterback coach and our secondary coach, and does a great deal with our defensive game plan, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. And interesting sidelight is Coach Collier was the quarterback of the first football team I was head coach of at Heath in 1980. So he and I go back a long way, and it's good to have somebody there that you can count on. We also brought 4 kids with us, and we'll go ahead and introduce them, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit with the coach. First one is offensive, trying to think which position you play, Bubba. You're playing left guard and defensive tackle, Heath Robinson. He's a 2-way starter for us. He's given us a real good year so far. The gentleman sitting next to him is number 77, Roger Arteaga. Roger's been playing left tackle for us. His really first year as a starter, and has given us a pretty solid performance up to this point. Beside him is Mr. Do Everything, Corey Bennett. Corey Bennett's number 13, and we've played Corey at we'll talk about him in a minute. Well, he's been a guard, he's been a linebacker, he's been a safety and a tailback. He's just played just about any place you put him. He's given us a real good year. And the guy on the end is number 67, Clay Miller, who's a defensive end for us. Clay was a second-team All-League performer last year and is having a real sterling year for us this year as well. I think maybe we start out tonight, though, George. Maybe we'll talk to Coach Collier a little bit.
Yeah.
Coach, I don't think people have any idea the preparation that goes into a weekly game plan. And, if you look at our last 3 weeks, we shut out a pretty good Springfield Northeastern team. We gave up 8 points to Olentangy, and we shut out what was really a decent Big Walnut team, I think, the other night. I just wondered maybe you would share with the fans out there a little bit what goes into making up a defensive game plan.
Well, this was big. I'll tell you, coming into this year, I think one of the great points we made with our kids is this year has nothing to do with last year. Has nothing to do with it. Those are 2 totally separate things. And we looked at the teams on our schedule last year that beat us, and that was Northeastern, and that was Big Walnut. And we decided if those two teams do not score any points against us this year, they can't beat us. So going into the Northeastern week and going into the Big Walnut week, those were big-time preparation weeks defensive-wise. We said, those are the two teams that beat us. If we shut both those teams down, then those teams can't beat us this year. What happens is Friday night after a football game and you know, all your moms and dads and cheerleaders or whoever go out and eat pizza and all that type of thing. All the coaches, we usually go over to Coach Dobmeyer's house, which is a big strength of our program, I think. All the coaches, their families, everyone goes to his house, everyone's together. It's like we're a family. We don't go off in some coach's office by ourselves, or we don't send all the wives and kids home and just get together with the men. But all of our families gather together at his house. We watch all the scores and everything from that night and you know, watch all the TV news. But when that's done and we're done watching our game film, we already have 2 films from the other team that our scout has brought back to us. So as soon as we're done, you know, it may be 12 midnight, we pop in those films and we break down those 2 game films from the other team. We break them down in distance tendencies, formation tendencies, anything we can think of, what plays they run from what hash mark, what have you. The next day after the JV game, we all get together. We fill a chalkboard in Coach Dobbs' room or in the auditorium or where we put everything we could possibly think of from another team, and we put it all down on the chalkboard, and we take every formation one by one, and we make a decision. What defenses can we run against this? 1st and 10, what are some good defensive calls? What are some bad defensive calls? What do they think they can try to do to us? Personnel-wise, where are they strongest at? Where do we think they can attack us at? So what adjustments might we want to make? So when we go into a football game, every down and distance, every formation, we have a good idea what we want to do. And also, if it doesn't work, we have a pretty good idea of what type of adjustments we want to make before it happens. So that way, you know, I think we take that information, get it into our kids' heads. I think they feel confident that way. And then, you know, sometimes coaching's overrated. We got some pretty good players, and we just say, we let them go. We just let them go, let them play. And if something bad happens, we just adjust from there.
I would say we have a lot of pretty good players. And
smart players, too. Smart. We make adjustments to understand what we're trying to say to them, I think.
It's my 19th year of coaching, and I've never seen a good coach win without good players. And I think that we would all like to say that up front, that it's certainly not anything that we do, but rather we put the kids in a position and then they have to perform them. One thing that I want to give credit to Coach Kyer and Coach Emmets about is, George, when I came to London High School, I had the reputation probably around Central Ohio being a guy who could put some points on the board, but we didn't play a whole lot of defense. And Coach Kyer, who played quarterback for me and was one of those guys that helped put points on the board, and Coach Emmets have really kind of swayed me that we've got to play better defense. Coach, I wonder if you can just give some thoughts as why you think at this point, in the really the 4 years that you've been here with us, why has our defense now taken it to another level?
I think we have a mentality. We came here, and me and Coach E came here, and one of the reasons why we really wanted to get that defensive mentality was the fact I did play offense for him, and we did put up a lot of points. But it was kind of funny. I think it was just one game ago. He came into the gym and was slapping people 5. I believe it was just one game ago where he finally broke the 500 mark for his coaching career. So in other words, when I was playing for him and we were putting all those points up, we were losing football games. And I told him that's why I wanted to come back and coach with him. I felt responsible for getting him in the hole so far. Hopefully I could help him get back out of the hole. But me being an offensive player and thinking that way, you know, we came here and I said, man, you know, we used to be great at offense, but we lost. And Coach E, with his intensity and his defensive mentality, we came and we started working on defensive mentality. And we worked on it hard the first year, and our defense was solid. It wasn't great, but that was just 1 year. Then the second year came along, and our defense, you know, sometimes we struggled, sometimes we didn't. Third year came along, we were a little more solid. Finally now we got kids that have been coming up through the system ever since they were freshmen, and they understand that defense is important to us. And well, the point we really made to this guy, you know, he's the boss. And we made the point to him that they have to understand he thinks defense is serious, and then they'll take it seriously. Because everyone in the world understands that Coach Dobmeyer is a great offensive football coach, and somehow he's going to find ways to get points on the board. But once the kids truly realized he was serious about the defense, I think it starts from the top and filters its way down through, and it's something the kids take a lot of pride in now. You know, they're up there in the weight room, and when they're banging out the bench presses, they're not thinking about running 32 dives. They're thinking about, you know, stepping up and stuffing somebody in the hole. So.
I've heard a long time a statement that offense sells tickets. People love to come and watch offense.
That's right.
But defense wins championships. And even though I knew that statement, George, it took me a long time to really buy into that. We used to, coach was playing, and few years that we used to lose 33 to 30 and 35 to 28, and we put points on the board, but it was like a track meet. And it's so great now to know that we still have the ability to put the points on the board, but our defense, if we're having an off night offensively, we know that our defense is going to keep us in the game.
Let me ask you a question. I know that I'm talking for some of the fans. I mean, because, you know, we want the fans to be just as much a part of this as we are sitting here. And so what it is, you know, like some of the questions that they're asking, want to know about. Mm-hmm. And this is a good one. The question I'm sure that a lot of fans are wondering about. I mean, if they love football, they would like to get in on the inside of what's really going on. So the question that I'm going to ask you is, you're the head coach. He's in the press box. Both of y'all got your earphones on. Okay. He's looking down on the field. You looking straight on the field. You sending the plays in. Now, this is the question. When he calls a play, do you always go along with the play that he calls, or do y'all ever get in a controversy about that play?
Well,
this is a good one now.
That's a great question. And coach is really loyal, so we would never get into an argument. There's certainly times when I make a call that he says, "Oh man, no." I remember at Circleville, we threw a kind of a drag to tight end in a situation where really an outside linebacker was going to be hanging there, and it's a possibility the ball could be picked off. He didn't say to me, "Don't call that play." He said, "Oh man, that's not a good one. That's not a good one." But you'd be surprised, George, the number of times on a Friday night that I'm calling a play that he's thinking about. Mm-hmm. And when I call it, he can see. Of course, I got the headphones on, so when I call it to the player, coach can hear it, and he hears what I call, and he says, "Man, that's good. That's what I was thinking." Or he knows the offenses really as well as I do, and he knows when we try to do one thing, we're setting up another. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you the number of times that he's called something down that has just been absolutely what we needed. People don't understand when you're down on the field how flat a picture it is, George. Yes. I mean, you can't see what's going on out there, you know.
That's right.
And we got those guys up in the skybox there looking down, which is the greatest home field advantage in football, is being out in that crow's nest that we have.
The press box.
The press. Not much press up there.
I'm telling you, that's the thing in London, though. You know, it's not a press box. That's the best seat ever made known to mankind. We go to Olentangy and we go to Big Nut and some of those places, and you're way up there in the press box, and it's nice, but believe it or not, the field is probably 50 yards away from you. Because you're back from the field, you're up, and you're still looking at an angle. You go to London, you are absolutely looking down on top of the field. And Don might say, "Man, where's that left tackle playing?" I say, "Well, he's shading the outside eyebrow." I mean, you can tell.
Yeah,
I mean, you're looking.
Good.
It's like looking at from the blimp, you know, except you're a lot closer.
The London blimp, huh?
So those seats that's a great place to see the game from.
It is so good because we do work so well together offensively, George. And having, as I said, done it for a long time, there's no better feeling than to be in one of those zones when Mark and I are on the same wavelength, and we're doing this and we're doing that and we're moving the ball, you know. And I really believe the key to any offensive football is you got to throw the ball when they expect you to run. You got to run it when they expect you to throw. And I think we do a pretty good job of mixing it up, and a lot of success is due to Coach Conner.
Keep being upstairs more than shut up, you know. Sometimes we get on a roll, and I just shut up because everything he calls, man, we're going for 10, we're going for 12. Then he might get going. I'll say, "Man, you know, this play looks good." So, "No, don't run it now. Just keep doing what you're doing. If we get stuck, come back to this then."
A lot of times, it's just a real good sounding board to me, George. You know, I say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and what do you think?" And then he'll sound it back to me, or he'll say, "Hey, man, what you've been doing is good. Just stay with it." So that's good reinforcement. A lot of times, he'll call something down to me, and maybe during a timeout, he'll say, "Let's do this." And as I'm running out on the field, I'll think of something entirely different and not go with it. But at least he's giving me the thought to be able to throw around what I need to do.
I always like it. I always like when Dob comes back off the field after a timeout. Because I'm always up there with Coach Byer. You know, Coach Byer goes, "What you got? What you got?" And I say, "Man, I don't know." So I'll tell you in a second when he gets back. So there's going to be something good though. So
he'll be pulling out some good ones, though.
Well, you know, we just had. Well, we go out on the field. I think it was after the third down when we punted against Circleville. There was a timeout or something. You were out on the field after that. Mm-hmm. Something happened. And he went out and he comes back. "What are we going to do?" I said, "I don't know. We might try a screen, or we might try a tackle trap or whatever, you know." And we come back, we run that double pass for 45 yards or whatever. And I look at Coach Byer, shrug my shoulders. Sometimes it works, you know. Again, you got the players that make it work.
I think that's the key thing, you know. If we didn't have anybody out of wide receiver that could catch the ball, you can call all the plays you want to, and it's really good. Or a quarterback to get it out there. We have a lot of weapons, George, and the key to our offense is to getting the ball to the right people at the right time.
Okay, this is one of the questions I'd like to ask you, Coach. I see you brought some defensive players, and you also brought some offensive players. And we'll start with the offense. I noticed like Coach Collier said earlier, last year's team have nothing to do with this team whatsoever. But one of the questions is that I noticed last year that you had a good running back, which was Carl King. And to back him up, you know, you might have had somebody to stick in there every once in a while. But, you know, Carl King did most of the running the ball last year. But I've noticed this year, Coach, that you have at least 5 players that can run that football where you don't have to run one person so much, and I think all of them are doing an excellent job. So I see you brought one with you tonight, so if you would like to ask some questions.
I'd just like to say something about all the running backs. You know what?
Yeah.
A lot of times you get caught up, you look in a dispatch of area rushing leaders and all that kind of stuff, and that paper's going to come out tomorrow morning. This is Monday, so the Tuesday morning paper dispatch has all the area leading rushers and receivers and passers, and you won't find a guy in there from London. And sometimes you think, oh, how can we be doing as well as we are? And then all of a sudden I look down at our stat book and I find out that we have 4 rushers that have over 200 yards, which adds up to 1,000 yards, almost 1,000 yards. And then I begin to understand that it's because Corey gets 200 and Fred Lester gets 200 and Mike Harris gets 200, Aaron Roberts is getting 200 and Jason Artis has got about 180. Yeah. So it's not so much like you said last year, Carl was getting all the yards. We're just a much more diversified football team. And each one of those running backs really offers something different to us. Now maybe a lot of times fans are standing over there wondering, why isn't Harris in the game, or why isn't Bennett in the game? Well, I don't really think that they understand our system and our players the way that we do, and there are certain plays that we like to run with certain players in the game. And so far, none of the running backs have complained about it because they've been able to get it. Well, maybe we'll go ahead and talk to Corey. If you can get it on Corey's, the one beside the handsome redhead here. Yeah, that one. There's only one handsome redhead there, so this is Corey Bennett. Corey has just been actually given us an unbelievable year. Those of you who know Corey know that he's an outstanding baseball player. He's an outstanding basketball player. I remember many times Coach Emmett's laughing last year. He said, listen, Corey Bennett is the most unbelievable guy I've ever seen because he's a shortstop on the baseball team. He plays guard on the basketball team, and he plays offensive guard on the football team. I said, you just don't find that. You don't find those kind of kids. Well, Corey actually this year has slimmed down a little bit. He had a little bit of baby fat he carried around on him, I suppose, the last couple of years. He's gotten rid of that a little bit, and we recognize what a great athlete that he was. And originally our move was we took him from offensive guard this year, George. He was number 57. We thought we needed some help at quarterback, didn't we, Coach? And so we put Corey at quarterback as a backup. Said, Corey, you're going to play in the secondary. We need you to back up for us at quarterback. Well, Artis started playing pretty well, and then we saw Corey do a couple neat runs in the scrimmage. We thought, well, maybe we ought to give Corey the ball a little bit and see what he did. So said Corey started getting some tailback reps, and my goodness, he returned a punt for a touchdown down at Madison Plains and almost a kickoff for a touchdown against Circleville, and he almost returned a punt the other night. He had 125 yards rushing against Olentangy. He's got a couple interceptions. He's just doing everything. Corey, I guess I'll shut up and I'll ask you a couple questions. What was your initial reaction when we came to you and asked you to move, first of all, to quarterback?
I was kind of happy because I knew I wouldn't do very good at guard because I was slimmed down some and I wasn't that strong. I used to quarterback when I played in the Pee Wee League, and I liked playing quarterback, so I thought maybe I could try it and see what happened.
How did you, as you look back on your career, Corey, how did you end up as a guard?
I don't know, I just never went out for quarterback, and I just went to guard because I didn't think I could play quarterback because I knew Art, he had speed and I wasn't very fast, so I just went to line.
See, I think a lot of times we talk about speed, and speed is great, but speed can be really overrated. Corey has got probably as quick a feet as anybody that we have as far as the ability to change directions. And that comes from his playing basketball and his playing his baseball and that kind of stuff. And the thing that makes him effective offensively is his ability to be able to change directions.
Let me ask Corey a question. Corey, how much do you weigh right now?
170.
170. Let me ask you something. The first time that you played this year and Coach put you in as a running back, how did you feel when you got that football in your hand? Knowing the difference between last year playing guard and this year as a running back.
I asked myself what I was doing because I wasn't familiar with the carrying the ball, and I wasn't used to it. I was used to blocking, and when you run you get beat up. Mostly, I don't know, I was happy that I went to tailback instead of guard. Tailback's more funner.
Is it any time that you get in the game and coach seeing you in to run a play, and you know the play, you got it down pat, okay? You know what you're going to run. It's when you get in the backfield and Art calls the play and you get the football, do you ever just see the goalpost, man? Do you think, man, touchdown every time you touch the ball?
Sometimes, and sometimes I don't, because sometimes you're like real far away and you don't really pay attention. You just want to get so many yards, because it's like sometimes it's 4th and 1. You need at least get a 1 yard. You don't need to get a 99-yard run or something. I mean, it would be great if it happened, but you just got to get what you get.
Corey is, and that is a good answer. Corey's the kind of guy, he didn't care where he played, George.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, he would go anywhere and play. But he does not have great breakaway speed, you know. And I think people maybe were watching this show, maybe some of our opponents were watching this show saying, wait a minute. A tailback, a play guard, how good can these guys be? I'm telling you, this boy's a football player.
I know he is.
And I don't care what kind of position he's played. And anybody that's watched him play basketball, watched him play baseball, understands that. Coach, maybe you have some questions about Corey moving into the secondary at safety really for the first time this year.
Yeah, you know, I was a little bit concerned. We were sitting around the table eating lunch one time last spring, and Coach Dobmeyer said, I think Corey could be our safety next year. And I'm thinking, geez, a guard, man, I don't know about his feet and everything. And then he brought up back the basketball game when we played Grandview, and I remember you guarding Salser, who was one of the best basketball players in our league, and he shut him down. He just shut him down. I'm thinking, with someone with that kind of feet, certainly can cover a tight end. Plus, he was an inside backer the year before, and someone going from inside backer is certainly going to be good for run support. And if I just interject something, the very first question you asked Coach Dobmeyer at the beginning of the show was what's hard about coaching. You know, we started talking about some of the game plans and some of those types of situations. But again, sometimes some of that stuff's overrated. And what's really important is taking these guys who all have great ability and figuring out where to put them. Mm-hmm. And we had Corey in the wrong place. Mm-hmm. You know, we're a guard. Now that would be stupid for us to leave him at guard all year long, and he won't play a snap on offense when there's some place that he can play for us. And once we finally figure that out, stick people where they belong, then that's when the ball really starts rolling for us. So.
Corey's been at 1-2 ball games for us this year, George. I'm convinced. We had a couple guys got hurt against Circleville, and Corey came in and did the job. And Olentangy, we had a guy hurt, and Fred Lester wasn't having a great night, and Corey came in and got some yards for us. So getting people in the right place is really important. Corey's a great guy. At the Olentangy game, I told him this the other night when we were down 3-0 on Olentangy. I knew when we walked out on the football field at halftime, I knew Corey Bennett would not let us lose. He's just that kind of guy. He was going to find some way to get us in the end zone, and he did that a couple times. So Corey, just final question for you. What do you see as our expectations here for the last 5 weeks of the season? You know, we've got Grandview, then we have West Jefferson, Washington Courthouse, Bexley, and Jonathan Orr.
I see we got a pretty tough schedule. I mean, we got West Jeff coming up, and we got Jonathan Orr, which is undefeated too. But we got to worry about Grandview.
That's right.
And I feel that we could go undefeated and go to the playoffs and do real good in the playoffs. But we got to go one game by one. And I feel that we can do it.
We have great focus on this team, George. And guys like Corey are a big reason why. Thanks for being with us, Corey, and hope you continue to have a great year for us. Why don't we buzz on over here to the handsome redhead Juan there if we can. Actually, I'm just trying to butter Clay up a little bit. This is Clay Miller. Clay started for us last year as a sophomore at defensive tackle. Second team All-League as a sophomore. If there's one thing that I don't like about Clay, is I wish he'd be a little bit more offensive-minded, because I'd like to see him play on the other side of the ball as well. But he thinks defense is his bag, and he's pretty good at it, but I think he'd be a pretty good offensive tackle.
He's a pretty big guy.
What is your size weight right now, Clay?
6'1", 235.
6'1", 235. And Clay's probably the strongest guy on the football team. Except your voice needs to speak up a bit, Clay, so that our microphones can pick it up. Clay, this year we made a change with you, buddy. We moved you from defensive tackle, where you were really an all-league player last year, to defensive end. Now, I wonder how that adjustment has gone for you. What you see as a difference in those two spots?
In the beginning of the season, when he first told me I was going to have to move, I didn't like it very much, because last year and this year still I'm kind of lazy. And when I play tackle, that's the shorter distance I have to run to get to a quarterback. But playing out an end now, I think my speed's starting to pick up, so I can get around to the quarterback. Some of the tackles playing on the other teams are fatter and a little bit slower, so I can get out around them.
He never plays against anybody that's stronger than he is, George, and it's a great advantage. In our scheme of things defensively, we don't think there's a better defensive football player in Central Ohio and Cliff Williams. We just believe that. So we know that when people line up against Cliff Williams, they're not going to want to run at him very often. We knew that it would be important to have somebody on the other side of the ball that was able to carry the mail for us. And we stuck Clay over there, and there's been a lot of people who've been trying to run at him. And as you read the stat off there the other night, they rushed for 29 yards against us the other night. So obviously, number 67 is stepping up and doing a job for us. Clay, I'm just wondering, how would you compare your own play last year as 5 games into the season this year?
Last year as a sophomore, I don't think I expected to play as much as I did. And when I did, then it was just something that I knew I had to do to continue playing. So I was going a lot harder. And this year, I probably was figuring I already had my spot and started out the season kind of slow. But I think I've started lately to pick it up more and come off the ball a little bit harder.
It's one of the things we've really worked hard with Clay this year is to try to get him to come off the ball. He was really, last year's young, enthusiastic sophomore, was excited to be in there. And I think maybe he had a little bit of complacency earlier in the year, but the last few weeks he has really begun to step up.
Yeah, Coach, one thing I noticed about Clay, I have to say this, while I got him here because I don't get a chance to talk too much. One thing about that guy, he does not smile too much.
No.
So in other words, when Friday night rolls around, he is just as serious as he can be.
Well, we hope he's not smiling out there in that field. Now, he smiles.
I'm talking about before we get to the field.
Yeah, he doesn't smile. No, he smiles when he gets a sack, and he does that.
Yeah. Clay smiling, you know that the ball's laying around on the field somewhere. That's the only time he's smiling.
That's good.
He's a good student, he's a fine young man, and he does appear to have a gruff exterior, I guess, but he's got a good heart, and we like our football players to be tough. And
that's right.
And Clay's a tough young man. What do you expect for us here, Clay, last 5 weeks?
I think we can go undefeated. I'd be looking forward to the Jonathan Alder game, both of us being 9-0. That helps us out on the points a lot, and it'd be a fun game to play.
What do you think about all those people from West Jefferson who are watching this and just heard you say that you're going to be 9-0 going into that Jonathan Alder game?
They're just going to have to deal with that. I mean, I'd be looking past Jonathan Alder, past West Jeff right now almost, because I don't think they're probably playing as well as Jonathan Alder is.
Jonathan Alder is playing very well, but we know that 2 weeks from now, when we strap it up against West Jeff, they're going to come to play. But I think you also know that number 67 is going to come to play too.
I know that's true.
And I look forward to that game.
I'll tell you what, when I played for Coach Dodd, my West quarterback, if they made defensive ends like that back at that time, I probably would have been a wide receiver instead.
Would have quit running the out.
Didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff back then. Strongest kid I've ever coached.
And naturally strong. Mm-hmm. I hope we don't pump him up too much here. We have to get out there and practice and knock him down a little bit and get him working hard for us. Sometimes a compliment never killed anybody, did it, George?
That's the truth.
Next guy, if we can pan on over there, is Roger Arteaga. Roger's probably one of our biggest surprises this year. Roger's a big boy too. What do you clock in at, Roger?
6 feet, 225.
6 feet, 225. Now that's down last year from about 240, weren't you, Roger?
Yeah.
Roger, like Corey, had a lot of baby fat on him as well, and Roger got a slow start. He was injured as a sophomore, had back trouble, never really got with the program at all. In the last 2 years, we've really got him in the weight room, and he's become one of our stronger football players and has really dedicated himself to being strong. But the experience has really hurt him, George. He's a first-year senior, really to be out there starting for us at left tackle. He's been a little bit inexperienced. And Roger, I wonder just maybe you can share with the fans out there, what are some things maybe you've learned in the first 5 weeks of this season?
I've learned to be. I know I have to be a lot more aggressive, although I may not show it or I may not be it. But that's one of the main things. I have to learn to become more aggressive, and that's what it takes to become a starter on this team. I've also learned the incredible amount of unity that goes into putting together that huddle. When I don't get the correct block, or I don't get a block at all on a play, I know there's big Cliff Williams on the other side of the line trying to pump me back up, and I think the unity is one of the most important things that I've learned about in this team.
You know, Roger, a lot of times people who watch us know that we have Cliff at right offensive tackle. We run behind Cliff a lot because he is so effective over there. And I wonder if that's frustrating for you sometimes as an offensive tackle. I mean, if you say, gee, the coaches don't have any confidence in me, I wish you'd run behind me a little bit more. What are your feelings on that?
I feel that as long as we're getting yards, and as long as I get to lay a pad on somebody in a good play, and as long as we're winning and scoring, then that's what's important to me.
Really is a team game.
But I mean, I'm rather pleased when we do run when you run a play behind me, but it's not as important as the whole game.
Something that's really hard, George, a lot of people don't understand. Roger's been big most of his life. And we in our society spend so much time telling big kids, now don't be rough, don't pick on him, take it easy, you're bigger than he is. A lot of times you get a guy like Roger who's a senior in high school, and he's so used to being passive because all of his teachers and everybody have told him not to be rough, that it's hard to bring that aggressiveness out of him. You take a little guy like me, nobody ever told me not to be rough because I had to be rough to fight my way through, right? And then we get these great big guys, we can't understand why they're not more aggressive, and I really think that's part of Roger's problem. Roger, what do you see as the things that our football team really needs to improve upon in the next 5 weeks?
I think maybe our running game needs to be a lot better. I know I myself, I could definitely improve on getting down the field and laying a big block on somebody, because I know that helps a lot. And like I said, just the running game has been it's not been as strong as it could be.
No, it's consistent. I think it's been strong, but we just haven't been consistent. Roger works real hard, George. A lot of times he'll get downfield, and we get on him in the film sessions because he works so hard to get downfield, and then he won't pull the trigger, will he, Coach? No. He gets down there, and he just won't. He's right there in the guy's face, and he just doesn't pull the trigger.
It won't hit.
Yes, I never questioned Roger's effort. He's always given us a good effort, and he's always trying. And I know that these next 5 weeks that he's going to suck it up, and he's going to get even better.
So two things, I guess. Am I allowed to ask a question, host, on this show?
Sure, go ahead, man.
Two things. If you're in 4th grade and you're big, go ahead and beat up your classmates. That's number one. Second thing, that's just for Roger, because last year, Roger was a tackle for us on our JV team last year that went 9-0. Right now, he's a tackle on our varsity team, which is 5-0. So he's personally been involved in 14 wins in a row. What's the difference? Saturday morning, Friday night.
Good question.
Can you explain what the difference is? A lot of people don't understand, they don't realize just how much. How would you put it? What's the difference between Saturday morning and Friday?
I thought it would feel completely different. I thought there would be a lot more pressure or anything, but it's the same. You're with the same people. You're with Raiders, and I feel the camaraderie and all this pulling togetherness. And the only major difference really is the amount of people that come to watch.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
And the fact that you got to get up at 7 o'clock Saturday morning.
Right.
It's a little harder to play Saturday morning than it is Friday night. You know, it is unfortunate because on Friday night you get, like the other night we dressed all of our freshmen. We had 80-some kids out there. Get all those little guys fired up, and then they got to stand there for 2 hours. You know, but as Roger says, it's a team game, and if your job is to stand on those sidelines and cheer, buddy, and be fired up and cheer with everything you got, because Roger is a good example of if you stay in the program and you work hard, your chance will come. And he's a classic example of that. We look for great things out of you, Roger, the next 5 weeks, and appreciate you being with us tonight. Last guy over on the end there is old Bubba Robinson, number 58. Heath played, his real name is Heath. Heath played as left guard and defensive tackle for us. Bubba, I guess the first question I would ask you is, last year you were an offensive tackle, played less offensive tackle for us. This year, not only have you changed positions and gone to a guard, but now we've asked you to be a two-way player. I wonder how that's affected you.
Well, last year at tackle, I felt I was real small, and I could do the job, but I didn't know how efficient I was at it. When this year they asked me to move to guard, I thought, okay, this will be better. The guys aren't as big as, I'm about the same size as they are.
What do you weigh, Bubba?
About 190, about 6 foot. So I felt everything it'd be a little bit more equal down in there. And when I got to start defense this year, I loved it. I was like, all right, I'm going 2 ways. Everybody will see me out there on the field the whole game, and I'll get a lot, people asking more attention to you, and it's really neat. And I love it because it keeps my mind in the game the whole time, and I don't fluctuate between offense and defense, and I try to keep the intensity going the whole game instead of just playing offense like I did last year and having to come back on the sidelines after we scored, wait for our defense to get the ball back, and then we had to go in there and try to get all pumped back up again and take it back down.
Do you physically get tired, Bob?
Sometimes, but I can block it out of my mind and just keep going as hard as I can the whole game.
Bubba's part of, George, I've said this many times this year, he is part of what I think is the fastest football team I've ever coached. And I think people a lot of times when they talk about speed, they're thinking about quarterbacks and running backs. Mm-hmm. We have got some linemen that can run. Yeah. And Bubba, when we run our toss sweep, we got Bubba and Jeff Mathewson as two guards who get out. I'm telling you, they get out and go pretty quick. And then you got Big Daddy Cliff over at right tackle, and he can really run. And I think that what teams are finding out when they play against us is how fast we are up front. And now Heath, when we put him in there defensively, he's 190 pounds. He and Jeff Mathewson, the two defensive tackles. And most times, Bubba, don't you find that you're a little bit quicker than the guys you're playing against?
Yeah, I can feel that. Especially when we played Northeastern. The guy over me was 235, and I can, being that close to the ball, I can really get a good jump off the ball, and I was just beating him inside the whole time. And once you get next to the guard, it's hard for him to block you. And usually you can tell where the ball is going once you're back there, and you can really get to the ball really quick.
I don't like to make comparisons, Bubba, so I'm not going to. But I'm going to ask you the same question that many people have asked me this year. What do you see is the difference between this year's football team and last year's?
I don't know, really. We've got, maybe it's just we have a little bit more intensity than what we did last year. I mean, because I've been with these guys all the way through, and we've just sort of grown up together, and we know what each other's thinking, and we can just go out there and beat the crap out of the other team, because we know what we're going to do even before we do it.
Do you feel Bubba was stronger? Do you think that's been a factor?
Yeah, I think we're a lot stronger this year, because after last year, everybody felt we got to the playoffs and we didn't do it, and everybody really committed themselves this year, and we got a lot stronger, and it's just we're going to do it this year.
We got 5 seniors across our offensive line now. 2 of them really are first-year players, but they still are seniors, and I don't care what the sport is, George. You win the seniors. You do, because they are. Let's say last year, really, a lot of times they're maybe 2 years older than some of the sophomores they're playing against. They're physically a little bit more mature, and you have to have your seniors have the best years of their career. Yeah. And I think right now, the first 5 games of the season, Bubba's on the way to having the best year of his career. And we look for him to do some great things these last 5 weeks. Final question, Bubba. What are your plans after high school? I should have mentioned all these guys are good students. Every one of them are good students. And do you look for this to be the end of your football career, Bubba, or do you have other aspirations?
Well, hopefully I'm going to go somewhere and play football. It'll probably be a small Division III college, probably somewhere in Ohio. I've had some coaches call me and a lot of letters sent to me. So I'm probably going to go into either sports medicine or be a history major.
Bubba's very good. He's great. He's a great kid, and they're all great kids. And again, Bubba, we appreciate you being with us. I don't know, Coach, if you had a question then.
No, I just noticed that Bubba's on his off time right now, and he's still wearing his cleats. That kind of skill right there. No questions.
Appreciate you. He's ready to go. If drop the head, he's going to line up and go hit somebody. Yeah. So we appreciate you young guys being with us tonight.
Well, one last question, Coach. And this is about your one of your great players, and you talk a lot about him. I noticed that the teams that you begin to play now, and they realize that Cliff Wims is so big, so aggressive, he's so good, till they realize that they can't beat him physically. So what they try to do is whoop him mentally. I noticed the other night in the football game that right after halftime, something happened on the field to where Cliff got thrown out of the game. And so what happens a lot of time is that, I remember back years ago when you knew that you had a great player on your team, or we were playing against somebody great, somebody would always try to do something to get that person kicked off the team, and then they'd go in for the attack. And this is the thing that I think that's what's happening with Cliff, that they're trying to attack him mentally because they know they can't do it physically. So could you tell the fans?
Yeah, first of all, he got a real cheap lesson the other night, I believe, George. And Cliff is really intense on the football field. And if somebody's holding him, he doesn't like it. If somebody's cheap shotting him, he doesn't like it. And I guess there was a situation the other night out on the field where he felt several plays in a row, the guy he was playing against had done an unfair tactic against him. And when he was getting up off of the pile, Cliff had just put this kid on his back, and as Cliff's getting up off the pile, the young man kicks him. And Cliff, being Cliff, I've seen him do it in practice many times, coaches, I'm sure you have, he took his hand and hand shivered the guy in the shoulder pad. In other words, stop that. Well, the referee happened to be right there. He throws the flag and considers that a punch. Well, that wasn't a punch from Cliff, because I know what he can be like when he gets mad. But we try to tell him the same thing, Cliff. There may be every night that you walk out there, people are going to be saying things to you and doing things to you.
Right.
Now that they know that you got a hot temper to try to get you out of the football game, and you've got to bring yourself under control. But you know what? When I went out there the other night and Cliff got ejected from the game, and I met him eyeball to eyeball. Well, I was looking up into his eyeballs anyway, and I was kind of reading the riot act. I know, George, that was an embarrassed young man. He was not at all proud of what had happened, and he wished that he had that to do over again. So he's a great young kid, and I just hope that he's learned a valuable lesson from him.
Well, this is another London Red Raider football review show coming to a conclusion. What I would like to say to the fans out there, at halftime or after the game, you'll see me walking around out there, and if there's questions that you would like to ask me, to ask the coach or the coaches on the football team, they will be more than happy to answer any question that you have on this show. So we're saying good night. We'll see you next week.